Hey guys, and welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be talking about some of the best renewable energy ETFs that we can buy. Should we be buying them today, and should we just buy maybe the underlying assets and avoid paying all the management expense ratio fees? We're going to give a quick overview on two of the really popular ones in Canada and America. The first being the iShares Global Clean Energy ETF, listed on the NASDAQ symbol ICLN. The second is the BMO Clean Energy Index ETF. It's listed on the TSX and the symbol is ZCLN. Both these funds are really similar and we're going to go over in which ways they are. But first I just want to talk about the iShares management expense ratio because this is what a lot of people care about. The ratio is 0.46%, which is a little bit high. When we flip over to the BMO fund, we'll see that their management expense ratio is 0.4%, which is lower but is still high. And we're going to talk about why. The why of it is because it's globally diversified. If we look at the iShares fund here, where all their exposure breakdown is, we're talking about North America, China, a lot of Europe, Australia, Brazil. This is all over the world. Now, if you're an individual investor, you may have heard of some of the bigger companies around the world, but to be honest with you, you don't have time to cover every single large renewable energy company in all these different places. You don't have the time, you don't have the resources. That's why we need to pay a little bit more in the management expense ratio to get people. We need analysts who are covering all these different places and all these countries and all these companies. The BMO geographic allocation is almost the same, to be honest with you. These funds are kind of set to mirror each other, and that's why I'm saying you can't go wrong with either of them. If we look at the individual holdings, you're going to see the exact same names. It's super similar. Big ones that you may have heard of: Plug Power, NextEra, and Vestas Wind Systems. And just to add to the point of why we shouldn't be stressed out or worried about paying the 0.46 or 0.4% management expense ratio fee is you need to remember currency conversion. If you're going to buy all these companies in different currencies, you would be getting killed on all the currency conversions. So it's pretty understandable, and you really shouldn't be worried about paying the fees. It's worth it, guys. So you can't really go wrong with either the iShares or the BMO ETF here, guys. I'm going to be purchasing some of the BMO because I'm Canadian and I don't need to pay, conversion fees. It's a little bit easier for me, but they're both great. But I want to talk about owning the underlying assets now. Let's look at Brookfield Renewable Partners. This is a super popular stock. Everyone knows about it. There's a ton of hype, and there's a good reason. It's really interesting, and it has a chance to really dominate the space in the future. But let's take a look. At the $60 range, I was not going to touch the stock. I thought it was super overpriced, and it really came down to, well, I wouldn't even say a good price, but an okay value. I picked it up right at the bottom here at $42, guys. I timed it out well. It worked out for me. But if I was purchasing this stock in a basket of stocks like the ETF, I don't have time to pick when it dips. That's why I like to have some of my money on the side. I wait and I wait and I wait for a good opportunity, and then I pull the trigger. So I really like investing in ETFs, and I really like investing in individual holdings. I think a hybrid approach of doing both is the best possible way. Having the ETFs makes you globally diversified, gets you invested in some companies that you may not otherwise have heard of because they're all over the world. But saving some money on the sidelines and then jumping in when you think the price is right on individual stocks is very beneficial as well, because you can get yourself a higher yield, you get yourself a better price to earning multiple, you just get to time it, you get to be in control of the situation a little bit more. In any event, guys, invest in the green energy ETFs, invest in green energy companies. They are the future. I mean, I'm not saying don't invest in oil. I have some pipelines. I have Enbridge. I think that is a forever hold in my opinion as well. But the future is going to be green. It's going to be good for the planet. It's going to be good for the next generation of people. And honestly, it's going to be good for your stock portfolio because there's a lot of opportunity. So whatever way you choose to invest in the green energy, renewable sector, I mean, all power to you guys. I hope you liked this video, found it informative. Throw me a like, throw me a subscribe if you did. I'll see you in the next video.